Goodbye to feeling stuck. Sometimes you feel like you have a choice to change. And sometimes you feel like you have no choice and you don't change anyway. Something in your life is no longer willing to stay the same. There comes a point where staying stuck is no longer an option. And you feel it, you just know it. Not always clearly, but you have that consistent nudge within you that says something has to change. And sometimes your brain has this voice and it sounds like, is this all there is? Is this all I get in life? And kind of the deeper question is, whose life am I really living? I remember those times in my life, and when I reflected back, I felt a heaviness, kind of going through the motions of living but not really living, and knowing something is off but not knowing what to do. I did find that one different thing helped me move forward. And I had to kind of reframe that time of feeling stuck. I had to honor it because it wasn't a time of failure. It was, in many times, a pause. A breather from life, from loss, and from everything that was too much. Sometimes your system just needs to catch up, to process, and to heal. So I reframed it. Some people need more time before they can move forward. Or sometimes the universe is doing something, setting up something even better for you. So timing really does matter. However, I did find that there was a line, a point where pausing turned into staying, and then turned into being stuck. I remember that time after going through a great deal of loss. And I knew that I had to stay where I was at physically because my thinking wasn't clear. So I did what I needed to do to heal. Therapy is always my friend. And prayer is even better. But then I started to become uncomfortable. I guess in a way complacent. And as the saying goes, I let the good be the enemy of the better. And I'll repeat that because it's a favorite of mine. I let the good be the enemy of the better. I remember sitting on my couch in the middle of a cold, gray, snowy winter in my home of 17 years and thinking, I don't want this to be my reality for the rest of my life. And something shifted. My mind opened, and I started looking at possibilities. But my body had something to say first. I became ill. And in that moment, I recognized the need to move forward pretty damn quickly. So I moved. Eventually I changed, and I stepped out of that stuck place. I went to a warmer, brighter, sunnier state. But the truth is, I had known I needed to do that much earlier. My body just made sure I couldn't ignore it anymore. You know, sometimes staying stuck can also be a judgment from others. But the real question is, how do you perceive it? Are you staying stuck because of anxiety, where thinking becomes overthinking and action never happens? Because of fear of losing what you know, even if it no longer fits. Or because you feel lost. What you thought your life was has dissolved, and now you don't know what else to do. Or has staying stuck become a rhythm, a familiar pattern, a comfortable version of dysfunction? There's also what I call a truth layer. Staying stuck can mean you have stopped growing. I have observed that there are 3 phases to getting unstuck. The first is the acknowledgement of fear. For me, I couldn't avoid it. I could not explain it away. And with enough therapy and clarity, I was able to name it. The second phase is faith. The willingness to believe there's something better on the other side of fear, even when you cannot see it. And the third phase is trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your next step, and trust that you can move forward even without certainty. And of course, if you have faith, trust in the God of your choice. I ended up doing a few things to begin to get unstuck. I volunteered. I gave first. I was thankful for what I had. But I didn't use some popular language. I didn't say I am blessed, and I didn't create a gratitude list. And I'll explain that in another video. What I did instead was quieter. I began to ponder what my life could be like. And more importantly, what would add value to it? I used to rely on willpower to kickstart myself, to push through, to make something happen. And now I do something different. I ask for help. Whether you call it the universe or something beyond yourself, I no longer do it alone. I now allow something else to walk with me, to support me as I move forward. Staying stuck was not wasted. It had a purpose. But it is not where you are meant to stay. Something in you is ready now. Not to do more, but to move. Even one step. And I congratulate you for taking that first step. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe, and remember, we are wising up together.